Hey, welcome to another vlog. Dominic here, customer experience guy. Been doing it for 15 plus years. I had no idea I was doing it. I was in customer experience because the domain actually officially appeared about 12 years ago. I initially started out from designing flyers, yearly company reviews. I was always struggling to make it, more easy to read, looking nicer. Then I designed interfaces and trying to think about how to make it easier for customers to click less steps, because it was so frustrating at the beginning of the internet. Some of you guys might know when the smartphones came out, you had to click many times to get anything done. Mobile experience sucked, and I focused on that for a while, to reduce clicks. That was actually the sort of introduction to actually customer experience. So fast forward to today, I'm a Zendesk customer experience consultant. I've been doing this for 12 years now. This is my 12th year actually. I'm experiencing the birthday of entering the 12th year. And I run a company, an agency, a CX agency. There's 5 people full-time, and then there's also collaborators. And I don't know if any of you ever watched any of my other vlogs or any of my customer experience tips videos or Zendesk setup videos, which the YouTube channel is mostly known for. And I believe the algorithm is confused as fuck right now, because I made vlogs, and then I made customer experience videos, and then I made most of the videos about setting up Zendesk, because that's how I found clients. That's it's just sharing information. People with not a lot of budgets would just watch these videos. They would configure Zendesk, and that's about it. And then companies who can afford it, they reach out and they say, hey, I want to work together. So this is where the most leads come from. So now the algorithm is very confused, because they put me in a box of Zendesk setup, and then I started making other videos because I got bored of just doing just Zendesk. So that's a very long intro. I am here to recollect and just to think. I find nature better when I'm at a crossroad. I want to get some thinking done, or maybe get some answers. So I had some trouble with the Romanian government, with the fiscal side. I took care of it. I sold some land, and I was very fortunate to have this land as an inheritance. I bought it low and I sold it high, so that was a good investment. Nevertheless, I was depressed for about a week, because anybody who has any financial literacy knows that selling real estate is a no-no. That is stuff to be accumulated. It's an asset. It's not something that you should just trade, or you just keep it for as long as possible. And I kept this real estate, which is like a blank terrain. There was no house on it. It was a terrain, like some land between houses, which you could build a house on in some remote part of Romania. And I sold it, and that was exactly the money that I owed to the state. I don't know how that actually turned out, but the universe probably just fixed it this way. So anyway, that was fixed. I got rid of that, and now in terms of marketing, sales, leads, the season has started to pick up as soon as spring comes. I don't know if you can hear any of the birds, but there's no rebirth of nature yet. It's just starting out. You can only see like very small, I don't know what they're called. So you can hear the birds, and so do businesses. They wake up. Businesses are people. They wake up, and like nature does, and in spring, in the northern hemisphere at least, they start configuring their Zendesk, because they are anticipating the busier times, which is usually either summer, or most companies end of the year, which is Black Friday, Christmas deals and whatnot. End of the year deals and whatnot. So these are, let's say, where I am right now, where we are right now. I also mentioned in a few vlogs that I wanted to raise funds, or I still want to raise funds to hire a salesperson, because I'm the only salesperson, and that's not enough. That's not good. I'm not a door-to-door type of salesman or outbound guy, and always feel guilty about that. And I don't want to feel guilty anymore, because my personality is not outgoing. I'm an introvert. Unless people talk to me, I don't find it easy to engage with them. So that's why this kind of a job of, a salesman is not like the classical salesman, which lights up the room with their energy type of personality. That's not me. And I'm I make a video about how to configure Zendesk, and people say, hey, I want you to configure mine. I got value from you, Dominic, and I want to work together. What's the cost? Okay, I can cover those costs. Let's work together. That's the type of salesperson that I am. So trying to raise funds, I talked to some people trying to invest some money to become partners, to sell, 50% of my stock or 51%. That didn't work out initially because they offered me like a very low fee in the beginning. It didn't work. And I said that I have some alternatives, potentially, raising money through Web3, through crypto, like sort of creating stock, but with crypto. And I would just advertise that and sell it, which is, another problem of mine. I won't get into that now. But anyway, these were two options. The initial discussion with the investor or these partners didn't work. They just want to, buy me out and just make me like a worker, which I'm not very keen on. But since I just struggle with sales and marketing, and I need help because I always just struggle with that, I just figured I came back to these people that gave me like this bad offer initially, and I said, hey, how about this offer, a counter offer, which is slightly bit bigger than what their initial offering was, and they are interested in closing that deal. But again, I'd become a worker, and I'm not very happy about that. People stealing wood, as per usual. This fucking forest will be cut down soon. I'm just going to do this mental exercise with you because I was doing it by myself, and I realized, hey man, just put it out there because maybe somebody watches it. So the alternative is, I stick to what I do and I keep grinding. And keep grinding, it means that, as per usual, season picks up. The grinding part has three components that are giving me hope. So one is, business season is growing, and then there's going to be some profits, which I can use to hire somebody. It's going to be very slow. And, that's how I normally do it. I get some profits, and then I have about 6 months to invest, like some money to put into something like either a marketing campaign or LinkedIn on YouTube, whatever. Or as I had a previous year, I hired a salesperson, but that didn't work out very well. So that's a cycle that I do. I do take risks. I try not to take money out from banks and loans and stuff. I just, do it with however means I have. Second point here is to potentially reach out to Zendesk and say, I have an idea, discussion with Zendesk to invest in hiring a BDR, like a business development representative that just, is that door-to-door salesman and knocks on doors and says, hey, do you want to use Zendesk and stuff? And then I take over like, hey, let me do a demo, and I try to sell it. So that's option number 2. And option number 3 is that crowdfunding, which through crypto. So like instead of selling all of my, company to these guys for 150K, I would just put it on the internet and say, hey, do you want to buy some part of my business? And hopefully I could raise more than that and just become like a public company, and just to take the money, people invest in the company, and just hire a salesperson, a marketing person, developer, consultants, and whatever comes after that, because there's demand coming in. You can just hire people to meet that demand. So yeah, these are the options. This is where I am right now. I'm not sure what to do. If you have any ideas, let me know. Again, illegally cut logs here, 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 here. Guys, if you cut it all, what is there going to be left? Jesus. And this is what I'm talking about. So what to do? Let's see what the nature says. Oh, check out this big boy. Most trees are like this, and like this, and then this big boy. Holy crap. Nature said no, I shouldn't sell. There's a lot of winners. Like for example, if I sell with the 150K, everybody would be happy. The company wanting to buy me out would be thrilled to get it so cheap, like at least 5 times cheaper, or let's say 4 to be generous, 4 times cheaper. My employees would be happy because, well, they don't know how difficult it is for me to produce salaries every month, because I spare them the drama. They do get some drama, but I do spare them for the most part, especially in the low season, which is going away, and will survive, I think. So they would be happy because they get salaries. I would be happy because they get salaries, and I wouldn't have to kick them out in the eventuality that I don't have salaries. With the looming recession, maybe I won't have, but these guys maybe will have funds to pay them. Then there's me, who's, happy to get a check. But what happens when I finish the check? I've blown away any chance of myself, ever scaling my business and creating something worthwhile. It is already worthwhile, but bigger. So I don't know. It's kind of a reset for me. If I do sell, I just give up almost. That's how I feel. And I don't know. I just had like a moment of quietness and asked like, what should I do? And my inner self said no, overwhelmingly, like fuck no. And then the more I reasoned with it, the more like, yeah, it does make sense. But it was just like, yeah, but I just reasoned with it a lot. Yeah, you're gonna get the check, you're gonna be able to buy some property or whatever investment, but that money's gonna go away. And we're still going to be left with a shattered dream. So yeah, I'm not at peace with it yet, even though the inner self said no. I at least got some insight from what my core inner beliefs say. So yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. I guess the worst part about this deal would be that I would be put into a sales position. This is what I'm projecting. I don't know if it's true, but I'm projecting that they want somebody who sells, and I have sales targets, and that's horrible to me because I don't function like that. I worked at Zendesk for almost half a year during the pandemic, and I worked as a consultant, as a Zendesk consultant, and I hated, I dreaded the experience. It was terrible. There was a manager always behind my back and breathing in my neck, and just pushing me to finish projects and start other projects and to be efficient with hours and stuff, and I hated it. And I don't think this time is going to be any different because I'm just going to be an employee. And there's nothing wrong with being an employee, but if I could be an employee that doesn't have sales targets and I could just do my thing with YouTube videos and my marketing and webinars and, you know, sell, do products, demo products and solution consultancy, and I find perfect solutions, that would be good. But I don't know if I'm going to get that. I might get the short end of the stick of knocking on doors and, hello, my name is Dominic, would you be interested in slam? So yeah. You see, the more I reason with it, the more I'm like, man, maybe it's a good idea to sell. Even though my gut feeling says, fuck no. You know, if it were 500K, which is what the company's worth, I made some calculations based on profits, and it's about 650K, something along these lines. Like, this is where it would be evaluated. If they offered 500K, I'd be like, bro, yeah, I mean, makes sense. I can do something with this money, I can invest it, I can do something with it. But 150K, it's not even a flat. It's just like a one-bedroom apartment in capital city of Bucharest, or it's not great.
Da, bravo! Așa, ia să te văd. Hop, hop, hop. Ia uite ce bine ai început să sar, măi! Bravo!